All right, and welcome back to Stranger Danger. And let's get, so let's help. What should we name him? We haven't named him yet.
Um,
I feel like
I,
Timmy is the
hmm.
fallback. It's always Timmy.
Well, well, he is wearing a red shirt on the topic of you were going to ask me a Star Trek question.
Oh yeah, so let's call him. Um,
Wesley Crusher.
I will call him
It's just
Wesley.
Wesley.
Yeah, so Wesley is just having himself a good swim here, and the zombies are helping him out. Let's see if they can catch Wesley. Um, what do you think of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek? Um, uh, his movies.
Well, I'll start by saying that I haven't seen the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first one. I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of understood that they had to have some sort of weird, like, what I felt like were
Oh,
forced moments just to kind of
shit.
like continue the continuity
Mm-hmm.
as like sort of a handoff from like the and I do like that they did say, hey, this is an alternate timeline. That makes it a little easier, more palatable. I think my opinion is starting to come through. The second
Yeah.
one, the second one I liked a lot more,
Yeah.
and I just keep forgetting about the third one and going to see it. It's to me, it's not. It's. Oh, there are your zombies.
Yeah.
It feels more
They'll
like
catch you though.
science fantasy, I guess you could say, than science fiction.
Yes, yes, and that was going to be kind of my take on it too, because I thought, see, I wasn't a huge Star Trek fan growing up, and maybe I was just too young to watch TNG, when it was around. I wasn't old enough to appreciate it just yet. Um, but what I found is I thought the first one was good. I thought it was a good way to kind of introduce people to it. Um, for people who haven't really gotten into Star Trek, it's like, okay, here's your chance. Um, but I feel like the other the other Star Treks could have benefited to kind of going back to the old format a bit. Less action, more dialogue, more philosophy. I feel like
Right,
that's sorely missing now. Um,
right.
because I mean it's a very kind of talky sci-fi, and they've I mean now they're kind of bringing it down to a similar level as another Marvel movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, they feel
it's
a lot
another
like
action flick.
yeah, they felt a lot like kind of like watching a Star Wars movie almost.
A
Because
little bit,
Star Wars is
yeah.
very established as, and this is where a lot of times people will like argue and they won't realize the difference. That Star Wars is very much a science fantasy and always has been, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
kind of the thing. Whereas like with Star Trek, it's the polar opposite. Like in the newer Star Treks and in Star Wars, the sci-fi elements are there to kind of move the story along, but we don't think about them too hard. They're just there
Right.
to serve the Ludo. But like you were saying, the older Star Treks, like the original, which is weird as hell, and I don't like as much as like say the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. Those are more like it's you're supposed to think about what's going on. You're supposed to be having these moral or dilemmas or these questions that you're trying to answer instead of I have a ray gun because it's neat and it helps, or I have a warp drive because now I don't have to spend the next 6 months going where I'm trying to go. It
Sure.
exists for its own purpose instead of just serving the action.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Um, I was gonna say, oh, just a quick note about the game. I do realize that there is a secret that I missed way further back in the game, so I don't think I'm going to bother continuing to find the secrets now. Um, I'll just we're close enough to the ending now that I'll just plow through it. Um, but yeah, I think I completely agree with you on the on that idea about that you had about Star Trek. That's kind of exactly how I feel.
Yeah, because I believe me. Speaking of VHS and beta, a callback to the last episode. Um, My departed grandmother, she was a huge Trekkie. She would babysit me, and she had every episode of the old one on beta,
Oh,
every episode of Next Gen on VHS and stuff like that. And that's what we would do. I would sit at her house. I would look at her hand-painted models and stuff that she hung up from the ceiling, watch the shows.
hmm.
Like, she was deep into it. She had signed pictures from the cast and all this
Oh
kind of stuff.
wow.
I to this day, I don't know what happened to it after she passed. I wish I did.
Oh
It's
wow.
all just don't know what happened to it. But yeah, that was so that was a big formative thing for me.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
was
that's
that?
really cool. That's really cool. Sorry, I wanted to backtrack just a little bit to point out something narrative-wise. Now we got something a little different going on now. See in the background, we've got people running. You
Yeah,
can
I
see,
saw that very
yeah.
briefly.
And there's something else. Now we've seen how this, it's kind of post-apocalyptic, that we've got cars that have been dilapidated for a while, as well as trains, but we're seeing something a little different this time. We're seeing things that are more recent event, like that cigar is, I'm not sure if it'll show up on the recording so much, but there is a little bit of smoke coming up from it. So that was recently put out, and even more recently,
Hmm.
when we first got over here, it's not so much now, but that phone was still swinging. So it was recently dangled. So people left this area in a hurry just recently.
Yeah, and a bit ago we saw a functioning forklift. So it's we're not seeing as many things that are dilapidated now that we're
Yeah,
out of the water. You know.
yeah, exactly. Now that we are further inside, things seem to be in better shape. What's that? Oh, just one sec. I might have to do a little bit of a jump cut in the middle of this episode. I just got a text from my wife. I think she's asking me about something. I will be so I'm gonna put a pause right here at about the 7-minute mark, and I'll be back down in just a sec. And we're back. So people have left in a hurry. That over there looks like a test subject. Now that thing does have blood coming from it.
Hmm.
It appears, and it seems like they just kind of left in the middle of the test. And oh, there's actually a if you look back, there's actually a blood trail leading back to what's possibly an operating table.
Hmm. I mean, I'd see the blood smear on the
Huh.
glass, like it's smearing it on its own.
Yeah, yeah. And I received a message that I'll have to check out later. And more observation. Yeah, they got a video camera set up there, and
Mm-hmm.
oh, that now that notification is something that I'm gonna have to take care of. I'll just take care of that between episodes. Um,
So that's printing out feedback.
yeah, that's right.
Whoa.
And oh,
Is
whoops.
this a guy, I guess, is not who's going to try to get you? He's trying to get away.
Yeah, that's right. And okay.
Batteries time?
Yeah, okay, so that's kind of the second jump cut in one episode that I gotta take. That kind of sucks. Okay, fix that little problem. So yeah, you were saying there that that's printing out like feedback there.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what it looks like. It looks like an old dot matrix printer, kind of like it's, maybe because like they would do stuff like that. Like it's an older machine. Is what it kind of looks like. Like it would have the vitals printing out, like the heart rate or something, possibly.
yeah, yeah. And again, it looks like one or two patients that they've just abandoned there. They've just left
Mm.
them, and now we're in like this whole different realm. Like you saw the guy who just ran right past me. None of these people seem concerned about me at all anymore. Before they were getting ready
No.
to, wring my neck and tranquilize me and mind control me. But now, doesn't seem like I mean anything.
Yeah, they just want to see what's in that tank over there
Yeah,
or that room.
and so don't I as well. I also want to see what the hell is happening in there. This was kind of the promotional piece that I did see when the game first came out, was just these people trying to observe through this glass, and you're just like, well, what the hell is inside there?
I mean, it looks like a tank. Like I was half expecting to see like maybe it's because we were just talking about Star Trek, and I was thinking about that one the movie where they go in back in time to save the whales. But I was half expecting to see like a whale roll up or something in there,
Yeah,
or more like the mer people, I guess, or something.
or more mer people. Yeah. But yeah, it definitely does seem like there is, besides this mind control thing, there is also some kind of connection with doing things underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what they want to do. Maybe, the surface is largely uninhabitable. Like, maybe the few trees we saw were just, like, the few that still are alive. Maybe that's why all the pigs are dead. So, like, we want to be sea people now, because
I wonder.
the land is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some even more people. They look like they're observing through the top of the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever this is, it really has their interest. So I will. Let's see. Let's go under here. So as you might have guessed, we are getting reasonably close to the end at this point. Like I would say we could probably wrap this up in the next couple of 2 or 3 episodes at this point.
Cool.
Yeah. So this right here, this would have otherwise have been the final secret area, but I'm going to go to it anyway just because it is actually interesting. Now, if you look here, this one's got a bunch of yellow cords going on. Yeah, and they all seem to be plugged into this board here. That and you can see it's got the nodes there that are showing, I guess, other locations that I have.
Maybe it shows you which ones that you missed or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so, if I had gotten them all, this hatch here would have been open and I would have gone inside it and broken open. Well, actually, when you go inside, you actually can't see what he's doing. You just kind of grab a hold of it and you pull until you hear the sound. So it's just an audio indication. And then at which point there's only one light left. And it's that point that you have to, either, load, go back and load to the previous checkpoint, or just beat the game and start over to go back to that underground bunker to try and unlock that combination. And that is how you get the secret ending of the game. It's a pretty crazy little setup that they got going on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I'm sure it's easy enough to find it, on YouTube or VidMe or wherever. Probably should talk more about VidMe than YouTube, since I assume that's where we're going to be on with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I had done my previous Let's Play of this, the very last video in the Let's Play playlist is actually my guide of going through all these and getting them all. So I have done it myself, and I got my reaction to the secret ending on camera, but I just didn't get a chance to do it on this playthrough. But that's okay. Yeah, I think your mind will be blown nonetheless once we get through this.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's like I'm very interested to see if the answers to all of our questions are in that tank.
Yeah, it's interesting indeed. Yeah,
or the majority of them.
Yeah. Okay, so that. Okay, let's see. Did I do that right? Oh, right. Okay, I see what I got to do. Okay, so I got to turn it back on. Swim. It's sort of on a timer. I'm gonna have to resist here, but I gotta just grab on and hang on for dear life for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Am I missing something? I feel like that's supposed to open more fully. Maybe I am supposed to let go. Oh! Okay, that didn't work. Oh, right. Okay.
So those are just lights. You don't grab those. It kind of looks like there's handles by those lights.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at there. Right. I got to peel those off first. There we go. That's what it is. Okay, let's try this process again. Okay, we'll give this another shot. So turn off. Let the water settle. And we'll give it another shot.
So this is normal water, not anti-gravity water, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever the actual fuck that's about.
Yeah.
Amongst the other, what the actual fuck is anything in this game.
Really, though. And then, so everything's kind of almost, kind of glorious and kind of
just let go. Go into the light.
Go into the light, and you. And look at where we are.
Yep, and they're looking at you, and your clothes.
And my clothes disappeared. Yes. So what?
Yep.
So what the hell is all this about? Perhaps we'll find out on the next episode. little cliffhanger there, but yeah, we'll see you all next time. This was another episode of Let's Play Together of Inside with my friend CapnMintbeard. So go
pleasure as always.
Yes, and so by all means go over to his channel and check his stuff out. We will see you next time.